Welcome, everybody, to Generation Dan, the only show where our summer plans involves a lot of getting sunburned because we're pale. I'm Atlas Novack. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me? Actually, wait, you're not. I am. No, of course not.
I mean, listen, I'm Dino, the genetic marvel, and I'll tell you, it's 22 degrees outside for us, so I'm having a great day today, which is like 70-ish,
yeah,
74, I think. Yeah, no, it's. We've had a decent week. This is the thing. Summer keeps on moving, and I'm not happy about that. But at the same time, you know, it's been like I remember getting snow when I was young, late November until say
April,
mid-March, even sometimes late March. But April, you're like, all right, we're good. And now we're kicking like beginning of May. We still had snow, and you're like, what the fuck is happening right now? It's peculiar, but
yeah, something about like the greenhouse effect is going into the Arctic, and it's like splitting apart the polar winds. So like you guys get a lot of that colder air for longer. I don't know. I can't remember the full thing.
I don't. Hey, you know what? I think the Earth is doing whatever the Earth wants to do, and it's sick and tired of our shit. And I'm here for it.
Yes, it is.
Let's be fair.
Here in LA, our spring is a little different. All the seasons are like off by a month and a half to 2 months. So you hear about like May gray and June gloom. That's pretty much what it is. Our spring starts from like April, mid-March to early April, and then goes into June, as opposed to like ending at June. Like all of June still kind of counts as spring, and then summer is July to September, a little bit into October sometimes, and then it starts cooling down around then. Like everything is just off by a month. It's very strange.
Listen, this is the thing is I don't think it's down to location anymore. I think it's en masse. Things are changing, and rather than saying, "Hey, the world changed," I have a serious problem with this. Is that they canceled the Farmer's Almanac from being printed evermore?
Oh yeah,
which is like, I'm sorry, are you out of your fucking mind? Like that's an important part of agriculture. The universe surviving, all those kind of things, and and now they're like, oh yeah, seasons are changing a little bit differently. You're like, yeah, okay, can you tell us why, science people? They're like, it's your fault. You're like, well, that's not a reason. You can't just say it's because you know what, it's because you touch yourself at night that the seasons are changing early. That's why it's like, this doesn't make any sense. It's weird. It's fine.
For a second, I thought it was like, didn't Ben Franklin come up with this? No, he had Poor Richard's Almanac, which is different.
Yeah. There's been a Farmer's Almanac for a very long time, and it is also an extremely useful thing because it categorizes trends and cyclical happenings, right? Because every time what people don't understand, and this is the thing with summer, like usually we want to be planting stuff this weekend. So this is the May long weekend for us.
Yeah.
And usually you would plant stuff, but it's like, okay, this week has only started to get a little warm, but next week we might have down to like 6 degrees, and that will kill everything you plant. Right. So you're like, what are we doing here? Right. It's very confusing. That's why the Farmer's Almanac actually comes in handy, but
yeah.
No, they're like, no, we don't need that. It's just all online, and none of it will be accurate. Get fucked. That's perfect. Yeah. I don't know. What's your so the reason I picked this topic of summer plans specifically is just because I think that if you start your planning for summer in January, you might actually do half of your summer plans. Half. If you have like, as a organized person, I'm like, I can enjoy summer, but it is gone way too fast. But if you plan it out, you may enjoy more of it, but it's not going to be as enjoyable as just summer, right?
See, when I was a kid, summer went from, you would get out in, at least this was California, at least you would get out in June, early June, and it would go until the American Labor Day, which was like that first like Monday in September or whatever.
Yeah, that's Labor Day for us.
That was the last vestige of summer, and then school would begin.
Correct.
As I was leaving high school, it was like shifted to be more in line with the rest of the country, which is people get out in May and then come back in August, which is fine. That's still the same amount of time, just shifted
Sure.
back a little bit. And then now that I'm a teacher, we get out in June and come back in August, which is some bullshit. Why did and then you ask people and they go, yeah, but we get more random days off during the year. And I'm like, I don't care. Really? Like, I'm in work mode versus summer mode. I would rather have the longer summer than,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, also too, like it's one of those things where a longer summer gives you like a plan of attack, right? When it's and even still, like summer is a weird time. I've actually had hilariously, I was going to Greece with my ex-wife, and the seats in front of me was one of my high school teachers, and he was there with another teacher, and I was like,
cool.
"Hey, what are you doing here?" He's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Going to my house in Greece," and he's just like looking at me like, I "Fucking hate you."
Can I come?
It was well. This is the
I'm very poor. I'm a teacher. What?
The hilarious part was he was my calculus teacher, and I'm not good at calculus. I'm good at algebra geometry. The one section on algebra geometry, I not only like I was in the nerd class, right? And he was like, "You shouldn't be here." I'm like, "Hey man, I'm lazy. I'm not stupid." He's like, "Yeah, okay." And I'm like, "That's fine. You do that." Then the algebra geometry section came up, and I didn't just dominate. I took over one class and had to explain how something works to everyone, and because they couldn't understand the teacher. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine. I got this." And he's like, You got this?" He's like, "Just stay silent." I'm like, "All right, that's cool." By 45 minutes into the class, I'm like, "Hey, can you just give me 3 seconds? I'll take care of all this." Because we'd been arguing. He put up it was two full, like the full size blackboards, like the full 8-footers of calculations. And people were stuck on one board. They're like, "How did you get from here to here?" And I'm like, "I can explain it." And he's like, "I got this. Thanks. I'm a teacher." And I'm like, "Okay."
Wait, so I'm imagining like in Goodwill Hunting where it's the equations on like the like that. Like that's what I'm imagining. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And it was just on and on two full blackboards. And we're talking actually, you know what? I think it was the two at the front. So it was two smaller back, like the 6-foot ones, but you're still going, there's 12 feet of calculations here. And all the nerds in my class. So all the people who are accelerating their thing so they don't have to stay for OAC, which is like grade 13, which was like prep classes for university type thing. So these are all kids who are doing like grade 11 math, grade 12 math next semester. Like they're just bam, 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 full fucking nerds. Okay. And I just walk up. I'm like, "Oh, you just do this, and that's how that works." And everyone's just going, "Oh." And the teacher's like, "How the fuck did you know that?" And I'm like, "I just get it." "Mattias, how are you? Hello." I like that was one of the things. And then I see him in the airplane, and I'm like, "Hey." He's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm going to my house in Greece with my wife. What are you doing here?" He's like, "Going on vacation." I'm like, "Have fun." And he was like, "Fuck." I'm like, "Sorry, bro." Morning, Victoria. It was always hilarious.
I know. We're doing this earlier than we normally are. It's fine.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah.
What's it called? So my summer plans this year were not originally what they were going to be when I was thinking about them in January. In January, it was originally going to be in July. We were going to take a cruise with Katie's family, and then can't because stuff is happening with cruises. We're like, it's probably a bad idea.
Not even one thing with cruises, multiple things with cruises is happening. Cruises, Not one of them is like, "Hey, this crazy party broke out and everyone became immortal." No, that's not. That's not the party.
None of that.
That's not
quite the opposite, actually.
Quite the opposite. Yeah, aggressively so.
What I decided to do instead was a couple of years ago, I went to go visit my friend Dan, who you met at the wedding.
Yes.
And he lives up in Oregon, so I'm gonna go take the train and visit him again.
Nice.
Yeah, should be fun. I was talking to my brother-in-law, and I was like, I don't understand how Amtrak can be like $100 for a coach ticket and $700 for a little tiny roomette, little thingy.
Yeah, it's just space. That's fine.
And then he was like, "Go like 2 days before your trip, and do the thing where it's like, hey man, I'll take that room that you haven't booked off your hand," like that kind of thing.
100%.
So I'm gonna give that a try and see if that works, because that would be nice to be able to lie completely flat and not next to a guy. That would be cool.
Yeah. Is the train usually packed?
Last time it wasn't, but apparently because of the gas prices down here, people are just taking the train more often in general. So could be more this time.
I
Yeah.
always, and I think this is just a good PSA to everybody, is always see if there are any upgrades available, because if it's at the counter, it'll be discounted. It'll be because there's like, we need to get rid of this, right?
Yeah.
That worked out. We Victoria booked our tickets to Hong Kong, and they were like, hey, you can bid on Econo Plus because or Premium Econo. I don't forget what the thing was, but it worked out one way. It didn't work out the other way. It was a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun.
And so like there's that, and I don't know. I got my line for the next year, which is these are the classes you're teaching next year. This week. It's literally the same classes. So cool. This is the first year where 2 years in a row it's predictable for once, because my first year, second year they changed it from all seniors to seniors and freshmen. Third year, new school. Finally, I have some stability from one year to the next,
which is helpful. That's
yeah.
You know what? I think that's the cool thing about being a teacher is when you have that time off in a lot, you can do a lot of soul searching. I'm a firm believer that every job should get a month or two off as a bulk.
I agree.
Just to definitely. Hey, like even like hey even whatever season, like hey, people who are new, they get 2 months off in the fall or in the winter. If you're an old head, good, you get 2 months off whenever the fuck you want, because that's how it works. But like 2 months off, I feel like that would generate a lot more
economic activity, because people
can go not even economic activity. I actually think it would be better for people, because you get 2 months to do a million different things, right? And there's very few things that you can't accomplish in a 2-month span. So if you wanted to renovate your house and you do it yourself, that's 2 months. That's you could do that, right? You may not be able to do everything depending on know-how, but you can get a lot done, right? Change your garden, renovation projects. You want to travel, have an experience, all those things. You're like 2 months, because like you've been on vacation before for a week, and you're like the days leading up to it, retardedly frustrating. And the last 3 days of your vacation are ruined because of the anxiety of going home to who the fuck knows, right?
Yes. And like it's always interesting seeing people online being like, well, yeah, because teachers have the summer off. Technically, yes, but we don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
You can choose to stretch your paycheck out, but I am not being paid to be on summer. So what the conclusion we should be coming to isn't when teachers get summers off and I don't. It should be, why aren't I getting summers off? Correct. So I can be with my kids or renovate my house or go on a trip or whatever the fuck. Like people are almost there when they lose their shit about it. But yeah, for the most part, it's going to be doing that and a couple of other things. And I don't know, should be a good time. Death Becomes Her, the musical, is coming to LA in July. I'm going to try and get tickets for that.
Nice.
Have you seen there's like a voice clip that kind of made its way around the internet, I want to say like 6 months ago, where it's someone going, that was rude. That was pretty fucking rude. That's from Death Becomes
really
Her.
Old. That's okay.
So that's from Death Becomes Her. That would be so awesome to watch. So not the original movie, the musical. And
we watched
Katie's a big fan of the original movie, which is why we want to go get tickets.
It is a great movie, though. That's also
90s Meryl Streep. Fuck yeah, that's
hey, is that Goldie Hawn, Bruce Willis, like 100%. Like that was a cast where who the fuck knows what's happening. Like that was an awesome.
Yeah.
Even I remember seeing it when it came, like when I was young. And then Victoria's, have you seen it? I'm like, I don't remember anything about it. I remember clips of it, like she's got a hole in herself and all that kind of stuff, but I don't remember the details. Yeah.
That sound clip is after she has the big hole. Because she comes back in and she's like, fuck you, dude. You shot me in the chest. Like,
it's 100% rude. It's 100% factually rude. That is shooting someone, putting a hole in someone's chest, rude. Yeah. Immediately. That's the bare minimum. Yeah, no, it's that would be cool. We have we're trying to be more I don't know if it's adventurous, but to do things that we don't normally do to try and be exciting. So there's a group that I'm a fan of, and they were coming to Toronto. We've booked a few concert type things. And she's like, do you want to go see them? And I'm like, sure, but like I'm old, so I don't know if that's gonna work. Right. And she's like, well, the concert starts at 11 p.m. And I'm like, what?
Fuck you, 11
And she goes,
I'm not going.
She goes, yeah, do you still want to go? And I'm like I do, because we're very much in a headspace of like, hey, sometimes these are opportunities that don't come on very often. We should try and embrace that instead of just doing stuff. We should try and go like have experiences, right? So we booked a hotel that's very close by. It's a nice hotel. There was a deal. But like, so we're going to the hotel in the afternoon, gonna take a nice nap for the afternoon, maybe have some nice dinner, and then go to the concert around the corner at 11 p.m. at night and see what the fuck happens. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
That's interesting. Like,
I feel it's a little out of our comfort zone. But you know, I've gone to a movie theater at 2 a.m. in the morning and then go home at 4 and been up at 7 when I was a youth. That was a
me too.
Yeah.
But okay, so yesterday my brother-in-law did his birthday, and had his birthday party, and the whole shtick of it was all the activities over the course of the day were along the newly opened D line, the newly opened part of the train in LA. So it was like, all right, noon, we're doing this, then we're going to LACMA, then we're going to a brewery, then we're going to dinner, then we're going to karaoke bar. Right. I had to take Pumpkin to get a bath and a couple of other things. So I joined at the brewery. I missed the first two. I was going to be there for the last three. By the time we get to the karaoke bar, it's 10 p.m.
Right.
And they didn't do the thing where it's like, okay, all of us rented a room and then you can just pick what you want, like look the karaoke track up on YouTube. It's the thing where you give the slip to the guy. And
that's way worse.
Here's the problem: that there was no queue, so you don't know where in the order you are. He's just like, okay, this next person. The microphone was barely on over the music that was playing between songs, so you had to like stand up and be like, okay, Jennifer, okay, that's not me, and then sit back down. And I was there an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like I gave my slip to the guy immediately after getting there, because I just wanted to sing one song and go home, and I was like, fuck this, I'm going home. Because when I go to karaoke with my teacher friends, you do the thing where you get the room, because the point is to sing. I can get drunk in the room with my friends.
Yes.
It's not like an issue of getting drunk or not.
Yes.
And I don't know, stand-up does the public performance thing for me. I don't need to, so I don't know. I just feel like they did it incorrectly.
oh yeah, 100%. Not having an order.
Because I've been to karaoke bars where it's like, here's the order, you're numbered like 8, so you can at least like watch you go up the list, right?
I like to look at the list and see for the weirdest name, and that's how I plan my evening. And I'm like, I want shots when that guy's playing. It's fine.
Oh, he's doing Alanis Morissette.
If there's a aggressively non-English, possibly Japanese businessman name, we're all doing shots. That's no problem. That's
non-English Japanese businessman name.
Yeah, like something where you look at it and you're like, oh, that guy's visiting and he's out for a good time. I'm supporting that. I'm 100%. Listen, if you want to go up and sing Billie Jean and it is not your native tongue, I'm here for you. Just let's party. Let's party to dawn. No problem.
That's what you mean. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it was a little frustrating, but I didn't want to be like, you did it wrong and then go home. So I just kind of kept my mouth shut. And now I'm here, and I know my sister and my brother-in-law don't listen to my podcast, so that's fine.
You can say whatever you want, and they can suck it. It's perfect.
Yes, I think I do want to do the do karaoke with my teacher friends again this summer, but I don't know if they're available. I know one of the people I do it with is she took a summer job at a boarding school.
Cool.
So she's
jumping ship. Just so you know, she's testing the waters to see if this is an opportunity.
Oh no, we don't even work at the same school anymore. What ship is there to jump? Maybe from the school she's at currently, but but it's like the Paul Giamatti and what was the name of that the movie from this last year where he's like
Leftovers?
The Leftovers? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So like it's like that or that sort of thing where part of your job is staying up all night and make sure that they don't get into too many shenanigans.
I mean, there's a certain period of time where you can be that, and it's not in your I'd say probably not in your 30s or 40s. Like 40s and 50s is when you can say, because you're like, oh, I don't sleep anyway, so I'll just look at you. What's going on? Yeah. I'm waiting for. I would be that groundskeeper from Harry Potter, just walking around with his cat, just be like, "Fuck,
what's his name? Filch."
Yeah,
Filch. Yeah,
because Victoria wakes up when I start walking around, so I have to now. I just stay in bed and just.
Oh,
I'm listening. I'm listening to the entire street. It's fine.
Katie gets up at the ass crack of dawn because she is just like that and just does her thing, and I'm lucky enough to be a heavy sleeper and thus don't care for the most part.
Yeah. It took us a few years for Victoria to realize why being noisy when someone's sleeping is tantamount to the greatest sin of all mankind, like murder. Because a couple times she I was sleeping and she got very noisy, and I'm like, is that kindness? And she's like, what's the big deal? I said, okay, no problem, that's fine. And then she was sleeping and I did what she did, and then she was like, why would you do that? And I'm like, isn't that a great question? Why would I? And
that's she's a good question. Yeah.
And she's just like, oh. And I'm like, listen, we can be loving and accommodating, or we could be dicks. And being dicks sucks. So luckily it's been very nice that. But I don't like the idea of telling people, hey, don't fucking bang pots while I'm sleeping. Like that seems like a reasonable request, but then you still feel like an asshole afterward. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think keeping connections with
why do I sound like an angry broad with the cigarette in my mouth?
Oh, so we were going out yesterday. We went to a fancy dinner, and Victoria, I got ready, and I was like, "How do I look?" She's like, "Good." She's like, "I'm wearing this," and she looks at me, and she's wearing like just her like night dress, a towel around her hair, and I'm like, "You need a cigarette from like Kung Fu Hustle." Just an old lady with her, just like this, and some chopsticks somewhere randomly that you can throw as a weapon. She's like, yeah. And Victoria's been coughing because she had a cold, and I keep on telling her, I'm like, you got to quit smoking. And she's like, yeah. And her friend's like, you smoke? She's like, no, he's just mocking me.
Being
like,
an asshole, yeah. That's great.
What I do.
I love that.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the idea of hanging out with other Joey Edibles is on Twitch. What are you doing on Twitch, Joey? Jesus.
Yeah, that's a good question, Joey. Joey does not seem like the type of guy who would go on Twitch. Although then again, he also seems like the type of guy who would be saying like, "Chat, what do we think of blank?" Right?
That's also true. That's also it takes all sorts. The internet is a wild place, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing about being a teacher is you can make plans for the summer with other teachers who should have time off, right? Like. Yes. How many of your like do you know how many teaching spots there are in a regular year versus summertime like teaching spots?
There's less of them because there are less classes that have to be made up.
Yes, I understand that.
It's something for LAUSD, it goes like this where they open it in, I want to say like March, and they're like, anybody who wants to do it, sign up. And then everybody puts their thing in, and it's not like an interview or anything because you already work for the district. So they're just like, okay, it's whoever got there first plus seniority, and then they just populate them all.
That's not bad.
Teachers have to marry other teachers. It's just the way to see. The funny part is that I wasn't a teacher when I got with Katie. I became a teacher after getting so like
she locked him down, and she was like, "Hey,
she locked me
be
down."
A teacher. And like, oh,
yes. It's like in Macbeth where the prophecy gets fulfilled in like a stupid way, where it's like you're not going to be killed unless it's by someone who was not born of a woman, and the woods are going to move toward your castle. He's like, well, that's never going to happen. And then Macduff is like, I was born of a C-section, and my army cut off some branches to disguise our movement. Fuck, and then he dies.
JV's Hangout. This is the best AI show ever. Cheers. Thanks, JV. That's awesome. And happy birthday.
Who's JV?
Yes, JV is one of the guys that I met through Joey.
Nice.
And he does his own show. I've seen him a couple times. We've hung out. It's good. Like nurses and cops, they have to marry, bro. So nurses
can also marry doctors and vice versa, though.
They don't marry the doctor. They don't marry the doctors. They're just, hey, there are a few TikToks that go through the most treacherous employment a significant other have, and nurses up there. Nurses is way up there. It's pretty. It's one of those things where you're going, yeah, that's a hard. Also, like, and that's, I think, one of the things people don't understand either is like high intensity jobs like nursing, but also entertaining. Like if you have a good set, you come off there, you feel like $1 million. All you want to do is just have a great time, right? So, those endorphins immediately kick people into doing poor decisions. So in the same sense, if you have an arduous job where there's high urgency and stress and everything, and then everything calms down and everything's fine, once you've achieved that, you kind of have a relief thing that kicks in, and people get weird. So when I joined, you was talking about how your wife waking you up, she hits you with pots and pans at night too. I mean, this face didn't naturally become this aggressive. I'll just say that. Shift work alone with hot rich men a lot in personal situations. You end up fucking at some point, just the way. Yeah. So that's for people who are just not, loyal. But yeah, it's a lot harder in those situations for sure. Because it's overwhelming, right? But
yeah, well, also like just the people around you normally.
You get too close too. How do you deal with like teachers? I feel like the advantage is that your coworkers you only see for 5 minutes every hour, whereas the students you're stuck with an hour plus a day, which is like they want to be your friends, and you're like, don't fucking talk to me, okay? I'm your teacher. Don't come near me. Don't shake my hands. You can far away high five like they do in wrestling. Just far away. It's not even real touching.
I think it really depends on how, like, because you have to kind of go out of your way to make friends with other teachers. There are some teachers at the school who are like, during lunch, I close the door, I lock the door, and then when the bell rings, I open the door and I go home. Some people are like that. Some are more social than others, and I realize that I have to be the latter, or else I'm going to blow my brains out. So,
you have to be social. Hey, having a work environment that is not social, like I understand recharging your battery, and I'm fully okay with that. And if you have to be a better teacher to students, if you have to take more time of, hey, just I need some downtime, fuck off, everybody. Totally okay with that. But
there are days where I'm just like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Everybody get the fuck out during lunch.
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
I think that's a normal thing. I am not even a teacher, and I am over these kids,
which is hilarious because he has kids. So that's fun.
100%. Yeah, that makes complete sense. I love being social. I am always making my coworkers laugh, either at the office or Joey's getting brought up on sexual harassment charges very soon. Don't worry, everyone. That's okay. He's like, it was just a joke. And you're like, yeah, you can't say the N-word at work, Joey. That's just. No, you can't. I mean,
when you were a kid, what did summers look like? Because it's interesting talking to other students where I'm like, any plans for the summer? And they go, I don't know, sleeping. And like, I know that's not what they're actually doing, but either they kind of can't be bothered or they don't remember. Like there are some kids who like don't know their own address, which is weird to me.
Hold on.
That's bullshit. Need you back up. Yeah.
How do they not know their own address?
They're just like I know to go 2 blocks that way and 2 blocks that way and 3 blocks that way, and I'm home. And I'm like, you've never ordered anything online? No, nothing.
That's like, weird.
That's not good.
I mean, so this is. I look forward to summer as more as an adult as opposed to a kid. Absolutely, I don't question that at all. So my summers were weird. So when I was 10, we were at my dad's shop. So normally, if we had a day off from school, we went to my dad's shop. That's what, and we would do work there. Do you know spend summers at the summer house? Not yet, but so growing up, we did that. Now, one time we had a client parent teacher day. So I was in grade 5. We went to mine first thing in the morning, and in the afternoon we were going to my brother's, which was at a different school. I was in kindergarten to 5, and he was 6, 7, and 8. It was an elementary school.
Right.
We went to the shop because we were doing something. My dad is operating a forklift. He's in a full suit, just to be very clear, because that's how my dad rolled. And
very mafia. I liked it.
He tells my brother, he goes, "Hey, pull out." So we were moving a generator that was overweight for the forklift. You shouldn't be doing it. But what we did was we put it on round bars, and essentially you lift one side and it kind of just rolls into place and you're fine. So the whole thing is, hey, I'm going to lift up one side. I need you to pull out that little bar. So my brother did that and then goes, ah! And all of a sudden I see a little thing go about 3 meters into the sky, just kind of land over there. And I'm like, huh? And then my brother picks up his finger, and the tip of his finger got caught underneath the thing. So that it just missed the bone. So his nail and his tip of his finger just launched.
Oh my God.
And he lifted up his finger and he's bleeding. He's like, wah! So that pissed off my mom because she's like, you're supposed to be safe with the children, you know? And it's like, these are the 4th and 5th. We don't need them. The other ones are working fine. So,
yeah.
So go to the hospital. We miss his thing. And from then we had like 2 or 3 years where I was like 10 to like 13, 14, where we didn't go to the shop because my mom was like, no, you're not killing my children. Let them get a little older. So we had kind of 4 years, which were probably more important for us to be at the shop so we could learn responsibility and adulting. We did not. We were lazy shits. And then we started working, and then it sucked because Christmas, work, PD day, nope, work, summer, work. And like we got paid a little bit of money, so we got $5 an hour, just kind of, so we had our own spending money and stuff. It was good. But at the same time it was mostly just work. Then my dad, like, work started getting really good, so then it was like, hey, we would often leave to go to Greece for like 6 weeks.
Okay.
And that was kind of the worst part was, like, because running your own business, my dad would very much be like, we've had a good year, we need a vacation, let's go tomorrow. And like we've come home Thursday the week before March break, and my parents, like, Thursday night, and my parents like, hey, you need to pack your bags, we're leaving in the morning. And I'm like, well, how are we doing? Like, we're going to Costa Rica for a week, because my dad found great tickets the week before March break. God.
Yeah.
So we went. And then I was like, but I have school. And they're like, who cares? You're not going to learn anything there. And I'm like, good point. And even teachers were like, hey, you weren't here for that week. You're like, oh yeah, I went to Costa Rica and then I came home and worked for a week. So I now have cash and an awesome vacation story. And yeah.
And then for us, we're just like, oh my God. Because there are kids who will do that. I'm like, we have finals.
Yeah.
Like, some bullshit. But I get it.
Yeah. This is the thing is, there are 2 different perspectives, I think, on school. And that's where it's like, hey, school is preparing you for real life. And then there's hey, school can try to prepare you for real life. It doesn't do that. It tries really hard. School tries really hard to prepare you for life. It gives you nothing. Just to be very clear, it'll give you some education that you may or may not use. You'd be surprised how many times the quadratic function comes into real life. It's a real thing. Just FYI, people. But
no, it's true.
They might live at a hotel. Dino, not everyone has stable housing in these.
I think it's because most of the things you learn are applied to life indirectly, and some people either can't or don't want to see how things are useful. Example, like the last story I'm reading with my seniors is Othello, and a big part of Othello is that everybody's morally gray. Everybody's like somewhere in the middle. Othello is a respected general who kills his wife on a rumor by the end. Cassio is the person Othello promoted who also gets drunk and sleeps with prostitutes. Like, everybody's kind of in the middle somewhere. And I was like, this should be how you see people out in the world, where a lot of people are more morally gray than you think they are. Not everyone is like evil. Not everyone is good. but also it's one of those things where they're probably not going to remember this in 15 years, like exactly what happened in the book, but they might remember that lesson. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that, I think that's a valuable thing because you don't really understand how I have that problem where I'm like, I just assume people aren't lying to me. Because I'm like, so from my perspective, I'm like, why would you ruin or waste a perfectly good sin that you could use on murder on a lie? That seems ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
just inefficient. It's just inefficient to me.
Right.
And then also the stuff that people will lie about, like people will lie about being places, and I'm like, why? Why would you? You weren't there. I was there. And they're
Mhm.
like, oh, I didn't see you. I'm like, oh, but I have pictures of me there. Do you have pictures of you there? And they're like, oh yeah, I didn't bring a camera. And you're like, all right, that's weird. Dino spent summer at the summer house. I mean, from like 96, 95 until probably 2002, 2003. Every summer we were in Greece. That was a fun time because we had the house was new and everything was good.
I remember my parents were like, "We're gonna buy a summer house," and then they got divorced, and then nothing ever came of it. So,
Yeah,
yeah, and then
it's
they divorced each other out of money. It's fine. It's cool.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's got it like that. I don't. My dad had it like that. I have nothing. I'm a poor man living in a poor world. Atlas is summer house adjacent. Like his family has a summer house. He's just not allowed to use it for undisclosed reasons.
I was thinking about this the other day. So, my one of my sister's friends from high school,
Yeah.
uh, is married with her own kids, and
Nice.
she lives in her childhood home. The parents moved out, and
Oh,
she
okay.
and her husband and her kid moved in. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have that, realistically speaking, because like my dad's house, that's going to my my half siblings, my younger ones, probably, assuming you can keep it. And my mom's house, she keeps complaining how she's gonna lose it. So that's just not happening, I don't think. Um,
Uh, Something you should know, old people love complaining that, they're gonna be homeless.
and then
It's
just
all
hoard.
9 times out of 10, they're just hoarding massive amounts of jewels and treasures and cash.
Like a
Sometimes not.
dragon.
Yeah, that's I feel like, everyone becomes a dragon at some point, and it's just you gotta figure out what your thing is.
Yeah.
LOL, pulling out impossible to pull out. Fair. If there was a marriage redraft, people would be matched up based on how many times a week they need it. I mean, not a horrible thing. School was funded by robber barons like Rockefeller and Vanderbilt to get people used to running on schedules. That's true.
He's right,
That's the problem.
actually.
Yeah, it's
Like, a
100%
lot
accurate.
of the public school system, like, did you ever have to learn square dancing in
Yeah.
PE growing up? Thank Henry Ford for that, because he's like, "These black people with their jazz, we gotta make sure," like, literally, that's why you have to learn square dancing in school, is because Henry Ford
So
was a racist.
So we had that's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
So it was for us, we had the guys had wrestling, the girls had square dancing, which I was like, that's
Okay.
weird. And then everyone did square dancing, and I'm like, why? What? What is that? Why are we doing square dancing? And I'm like, I'm Greek. I know how to Greek dance. Greek dancing is harder than square dancing because it's more developed on your rhythm and passion and freedom.
Right.
Uh, yeah,
I think it's good for, like, coordination or whatever, like, if you're in 5th
sure,
grade or, like, in the middle of puberty or something, you gotta do the step like, it's not a bad thing, but just, like, the origin of it is very racist, so,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
this is especially a lot of people who are excessively tall, and I found this out from somebody whose whole family like, he's 6'10",
Mhm.
and all of his family are all like, even his sisters and everything, all of them were in, like, dance classes for the first few of those just to learn how to be coordinated, and then
Okay.
it was like, yeah, that's a really important thing, especially when you're tall, uh, being uncoordinated just gets ridiculous. Like, it's a
Yeah.
whole like, you just become a literally skin sack of bones going everywhere, and it's ridiculous. You gotta control your
Skin
shit,
sack
right?
of bones.
What
Yeah.
month do the seniors start having senioritis? I mean,
As
September?
soon as those as soon as those letters come in from colleges being like, "You now have, what's it called? You're here now. You've been accepted." They
Yeah.
they they start not giving a fuck. So that's like March to April is when those
Yeah,
letters
yeah,
start coming in.
yeah. For me,
Um,
it was kind of like, grade end of grade 9, and I was like, "Yeah, this is horrible. I'm not participating." It was great. Hit the gym. I've been meaning to get back to it. You know what? So I haven't worked out in like a month and a half, and my arms are smaller, my shoulders are smaller, and now I got to ramp things up a lot because it's summertime and sun's out, guns out. So at least the last day of school for his seniors is like, most of you will go to UC Irvine or UC Riverside. Some of you will not come back. But always remember this: the University of California system lives forever. That means you live forever.
We have a really good state school system, so yes, it's true.
I mean, hey man, listen. I think the hard part is, as a youth, so many summers just you did a lot of stuff, but you don't remember it, and it was just regular stuff. Like we built a ramp one year. We build all sorts of stuff in the forest. We do exploring, all sorts of cool stuff, right? But like now you're like, I don't want the summer to pass me by.
Yeah,
I want to do stuff, right? It's
I
hard.
agree.
It's a tricky one because especially coming out, like you guys have winter technically, not really. And the idea that you guys stay in closed doors because like it's cold out, lies. It's all lies. Okay. You guys are weak and you need to become tougher. Whereas up here is suddenly people are like, because all winter long, you still go over to people's houses and we go for dinner and do stuff, right? Like it's just a pain in the ass because snow is filling up half the parking spots and everyone's a dick because they're like, oh, I'm cold. You're like, yeah, you should have wore something better. Fucking you and your skinny pants. So ultimately, yeah, it's so now it's just kind of like ramping up where it's like, hey, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Okay, you want to do this? You want to do this? And it's been good. I think the idea, like we're going in for a hike this afternoon. But before the hike, we're going to a new barbecue place. So
nice.
Get a little fat, get a little thin. It's about balance, everyone. It's about balance.
Nice.
I don't know. What is something that you'd like to do every summer? What's a thing that you do?
Something I'd like to do every summer, I think, is like travel somewhere. I think that's like a good use of my time, which is why like after the cruise got canceled for a variety of reasons, I was like, I want to go somewhere. And the first time I went to go visit Dan, it felt like I didn't do it correctly. Hang on.
You didn't do it correctly. I don't know what do you mean by correctly?
Correctly as in like I didn't like try and get the little roomette and travel in style or whatever. And I was just like, coach, because how bad could it be? And like, it isn't bad, but I didn't bring like they just give you a pillow. It's not a very good pillow. I didn't bring a blanket. Like I know to bring a blanket this time. I know to bring my cervical neck pillow because my neck has apparently the constitution of a squishy mage in a D&D party.
FYI, you know the neck pillows?
Yeah.
Right for sitting in a chair like that. Turn it around so it actually buttons on the back and it'll keep your head propped up and allow you to breathe.
Oh, no, not one of those. I mean, to sleep on where it's like got a little bit of a dent and then there's like one of these and it like supports your neck so it's not doing this.
Oh, it's even better.
Yeah.
Victoria had one that was so it was a pillow that had a blanket stuffed into it. But once you took the blanket out of it, it had like a air sac inside the pillow that you could blow up. So then you had a pillow and a thing, but
and a blanket. Nice.
Yeah, it's genius. 10% of American males aged 20 to 39 between the height of 6'10 and 7'3 play in the NBA. I mean, if you're over 6'10 and under 7'3 and you're not in the NBA, are you a double for Sasquatch? What are you doing out there?
Maybe.
That's
Joey reminds me of like, I mean, there's a specific archetype of kid who will like the point is to get the teacher to stop teaching, so they just ask you questions about anything. Like, okay, I'm giving you instructions on Brave New World or something, and they're like, Mister, what do you think of the state of the world and world affairs today? Shut the fuck up, I'm teaching you stuff. And like what worked for a few days was me being like, okay, anytime you have one of those questions, write it down.
Right.
We have these like 80-minute block periods. The last like half an hour or so is me being like, okay, do your work.
Shoot. Yeah.
During that time, I will answer any of those that you want within reason. And that worked for about 2 days. And then he's like, I'm just not going to write them down. Just keep asking him. And it's unfortunately not enough to send them to the office for because it's just annoying. It's not evil. It's just kind of a dick move. And
do Do they
I don't
have
know.
any presentations? Do they have any presentations in your class?
Actually, yeah, their final is going to be a
So if he
presentation.
has a presentation, start asking him random questions during his thing. Don't let it affect his mark. Just ask him how he enjoyed it, and just be like,
I'm gonna ask him if
"Hey,
he
what do
likes
you think about?"
Arby's and shit like that. Like,
Absolutely.
just,
And then you're going, "Hey, what? You didn't like it when someone interrupted what you were trying to say?" And just wait for it. Just wait, watch him go. Yeah, but be like, "Oh, but I have a question. I want you to answer it, and I need to answer right now." And just it's. I feel like the best learning happens when the shoe's on the other foot.
Fuck around and find out, basically. Yeah.
I mean, because and let's be honest, what is he going to do? Complain? He kept interrupting me. What did I interrupt you? And actually, you know what? I would do it questions that are kind of relevant, but not really. So, like, he brings up food, be like, "Where do you like to eat?"
Yeah.
I want to see how it's relevant. Just, hey, and you know what? I know your heart right now. You're like, "No, I might break his soul."
No.
And then step on it.
He has been my arch nemesis all year. I will totally do this, and I'll let you know what happens.
So,
and
I
then
had a meeting with the principal.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have him again when he's a senior,
Perfect.
in like 2 years, basically. So,
hey, realistically, doing this now while he's at this age, you may be setting him up for the greatest success of his life. I'm not, and like, not even joking, because have you ever worked with someone who interrupts you like I just did right now while we were doing this, right?
I do that too, so you're not the only terrible person. It's fine. Yeah.
But it's one of those things where learning how that feels and how it affects the world around you. And I would be like, hey, actually, you know what you should do is do the students recognize him as a question guy that fucks up the class regularly?
Yeah.
You should be like, hey guys, we're gonna do things differently. If you have any questions for him, personal or not, you can ask right now. He has to answer. Go.
Yeah.
Just let him start. And then it's the whole class. Be like, did you not enjoy that? Why? I'm not stop. Hey, or even you can go to, like, don't make it a thing, because then they might be like, it's you punished him and you're not allowed to touch anybody, right? So you want to make it for everybody. Be like, hey, I want to make sure that everybody knows that if you have a question, you can just scream it out now, because that's how he operates. So let's go. And just watch him just crumble. His whole soul will be like, you motherfucker.
And
he'll hate you, but he'll love you.
Because there's a couple of my students, like there's this one kid who is constantly, like, she's on the ball, she does her work, she participates a lot, she's amazing. And she's like, I hate this class. I'm like, why? And she goes, because there's like 3 kids who are ruining it for the rest of us. I'm like, unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is. Take AP kids don't fuck around. Like,
no,
I'm sorry. And like, which is actively sabotaging the experience for me, because like those kids are the reason you love teaching. We're like, yes, they want to do the thing. That's awesome. Yeah. But I'm just like, if you want to have a better experience and you are smart enough to do this, take AP classes. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen a glacier? I've been on a glacier, actually.
Would you rather pet 5 dogs or get a traffic ticket? 5 dogs.
5 dogs. Yeah.
Sleep apnea, Dino chiming in. Yeah, I no longer have a sleep apnea. It's very enjoyable. I stopped snoring, and my wife was like, hey, you don't snore anymore. I'm like, nice.
Did you get a sleep apnea machine, or just like as you've lost weight, you
as I've lost weight? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dino and I, yeah. I've never
I've been on a glacier.
Have you really?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, we took a trip. It was a cruise to Alaska. And they're still doing them, but like every little town you stop at has a different thing. So like there was a lumberjack show that was pretty cool, where they're like doing the things with the big saws and they're running on logs and shit. It was really cool. For Juneau, the capital, you take a helicopter and get to stand on a glacier, and you're in those boots with the spikes on them, and you're just like, holy shit. This is gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna like be telling my kids or my grandkids, when your grandpappy was a little boy, there were these things called glaciers, and I got to stand on one. Like, it's gonna sound like complete bullshit.
There's a whole song. So you just brought up the lumberjack stuff, and so there's a whole it's called Heritage Toronto, Heritage Canada, and they do these videos and stuff. There's a lumberjack song that will blow your mind, because I will hunt it down and find you. I just tried to Google it and something else came up. problematically, but I've never seen a glacier. I've seen like I guess technically a glacier, like ice cap mountains, but I've never been close to them. That's the whole thing. I was cleaning.
You can see that in LA right now. Like, if
oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I was cleaning and found a pre-roll from 6 months ago and don't know what straight it is. You know what?
Joey,
I like that Joey's like, oh, I'm very specific on my shade. It's called a weed and you're gonna smoke it. Don't fucking lie to us now, okay?
It's like being in the 70s all over again. It was just weed and you had to figure it out. Yeah.
I like when I go to a weed store and they're like, I've never seen that. You go to the weed store, they're like, oh, were you looking for a specific strain? I'm like, I'd like a weed that makes me go to sleep. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's it.
We can do that.
I need one weed, please. Thank you. Juneau is not accessible by road, only state capital that is like that. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I one of the things we've been talking about is traveling locally to see stuff, because like Canada, and I'm sure the outskirts of LA, have amazing things happening, not just murderous people, but like nature and fun.
No, they do. Yeah.
Murderous people are everywhere, just so everyone knows. You go into the forest, murderous people. You go into the desert, murderous people. Go underground.
You go into the city, murderous people. People who kill people are everywhere. And it's one of those things where it's like the murder rate is going down overall, and they're like, yeah, but what if I get murdered? That's for going outside. That's the danger of going outside. It happens. Like,
hey, the key is become fast or very strong. You'll be fine. Those are your options. Hey, never fight with anyone. Hit them enough so you can run away and they can't chase you. That's all you have to do. Just run away. Run away fast.
Just get one of those Looney Tunes hammers.
Oh, those are quality. I want to get up to Canada and see Toronto and come back this summer. I mean, Joey, let me know when you're coming. I'll meet you. We'll hang out. I'll cause problems.
There was one time where, like, this was before I met Katie, and Emrys and I went to the snow, and to the snow was just get in a car and start driving north of LA until you find snow. That was it. And then we let our dog out, and the dog was like, yeah, I was like jumping around in the snow and stuff. It was really fun. All cities are the same. People act like Cleveland is so much different than Pittsburgh or Chicago. You're kind of right. They put the Drew Carey show on Tubi, so I'm rewatching it right now.
Oh yeah. It's a good show.
And like you can literally just like, it's Chicago, it's LA, it's New York, all the same shit basically. But cities are either New York or they're Houston. And New York is walkable. Houston is like hilariously unwalkable. LA is an archipelago of New Yorks and a sea of Houston, if that makes sense. Depending on where in LA, because everyone's like, I'm from LA, I didn't really get to go out. I'm like, yes, you did, depending where you were. Where were you? And then people are like, I lived in Laurel Canyon. Okay, that's the Houston part. Like, you're screwed unless you have a car. LA can be the dump of dumps, yeah, in some ways, and not. I find
every country. So this is the funny thing, is that the world will have that one shitty country that nobody likes, versus like countries have, like cities have neighborhoods that nobody likes. Countries have states or provinces they don't like. Or it's a very hilarious thing. Like so like in Canada, I don't think people do it now so much, but we would always make fun of Newfies because they were not as educated and country living, and we make lobster. Yeah. Fine, whatever.
You think they would have gotten some respect after the 9/11, right? Don't they have a little bit more? Or
we always knew they were nice, but the world's this is the thing, is Newfoundland could have been a great place until the world fucked them, right? So everything
airport.
Yeah. So essentially airports used to go through Newfoundland, which was where Gander was. I had a friend who was a pilot there. She was like, it was the most insane flying, because you would leave in spring and arrive in winter, and you just made a circle. Like weather was crazy there, right? But that's the thing, is like, as soon as that disappeared, now you just kind of stranded all these people, where it's a beautiful place, is what I'm told. I've never been there, but now, so like this year I'm going to be going to the West Coast to do some comedy and stuff, which I'm like, I've never been to the West Coast. See what happens.
Hollywood is all Vancouver, or like the West Coast of the US?
West Coast of like Vancouver. I've never been to Vancouver. So
I've been to Whistler a couple of times for skiing, which means you have to go through Vancouver to get there.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills, though, is next level. It's really not. Like, it's very empty in terms. They're like, oh yes, but shopping, you can do that any fucking where else in the city. There
You
are
can do it in your
plenty other
underwear from
bougie
your home.
places. Yeah, there is a 6-way stop sign in Beverly Hills. I feel like that's a good indication of how fucked of a city it is.
That's it. End of day, no matter the household income, everyone goes to Taco Bell. I don't know. We haven't been going to Taco. We've tried to stay away from Taco Bell because we had an influx of Mexican cuisine in Toronto. So we're getting good we're getting good tacos. Like I'm not gonna say that they're LA level or Mexico level or anything, but they're good tacos. They're just a little pricier. So you're spending like $5-6 on a taco, which I'm like, that's too much, right? So it's one of those things.
Taco Bell is it's late night and you're drunk and you have trouble reading, and they're like, that has the bell on it. That's the place I'm gonna go to.
I've been to Victoria, BC back in 2008. That explains a lot. Call me out on traditional Mexican food. I like Americanized Mexican food. Sorry. That's because you're a Neanderthal, Joey, just like the rest of us. No, I like the worst part is when people are like, you have to try this cuisine, and then they're like, you eat with your fingers. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. No, thank you. I'm fine. Oh yeah, so I did say it's the Canadian Vignettes Log Driver's Waltz is what it's called. It's 3 minutes long. And it is animated and live and musical and dancing. It's a whole thing. So Canada used to do really crazy stuff. If you fall down the rabbit hole of Canadian heritage videos, I'll tell you right now, you'll be like, what? Because every time you see Canadian film and like TV shows, you're like, why does it look weird? Because they're like, oh, they use shit cameras. You're like, why? Use a better camera. Like all the American, you can have a dog shit show in the US with a fucking $1 million camera, and then you come here and you're like, this is our national treasure. It's called Little House on the Prairie, and guess what? Or Anne of Green Gables, and you know what? It looks grainy because we use a shit fucking camera.
Why? Well, because it was the 70s, and that's just what they had, right?
No, I've seen 70s porn, crystal clear, baby, 4K. Fuck you.
Wasn't it that like the porn industry just drives all of the innovation of video, basically? Like,
yeah, HD video and Blu-ray were the last fight, and it was weird.
Yeah, and then like before that, there was the fight between Betamax and VHS, and they went with VHS because the porn industry went with VHS. That kind of thing. Even though
Beta was actually the superior technology.
Yeah,
Beta was actually the superior. Okay, you can't
do that on television. I remember that show.
That was it was Canadian too.
Yeah, it's where the slime came from. Was that show?
Yeah. Hey, this is the thing is you can't do that on television. Was a great show. At the same time, like I didn't realize that it was Canadian.
Yeah.
Like I just thought it was I was like, okay, and then I was like, I'm so happy that it was popularized everywhere because bro, getting slimed. You can't do that. Yeah. On Boogie Nights, we are about to make film history here on tape. That's true, right? I didn't know it was Canadian until nobody did because it was so relatable. It was great.
You guys are also responsible for Caillou, so you know you're not completely clean.
I mean, you guys are responsible for Diddy, so I don't know.
Touche, Didras.
It's a wash. It's a wash.
Yeah.
We've tormented the children. You've tormented the adults. Sometimes the children too. It's awkward, but hey.
Also, Drake. You guys are responsible for Drake.
Listen, hey, Drake has been lying since the beginning. Okay, we were last weekend. We had to go downtown for we went to the Oddities and Curiosities convention. It was really cool. Saw some weird stuff. But coming home, they had closed one of the highways that we used to get home, so I had to take local, and we drove right through the neighborhood that would have been Drake's. And the idea that like he's like started from the bottom. No, you didn't. You did not start from the bottom, not even remotely, even neighboring the bottom. You were not even in visual, able to visually see where the bottom was from this neighborhood, just to be very clear. So yeah, Drake, whatever. Jim Carrey, yeah, no, Canada, Martin Short, fucking John Candy. There's a million people who are Canadian, who got success in the United States, all because
Rush.
There's it's so Rush every time.
I have to. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, no, it should be fun. Kirk McCaskill. I don't know who that even is. Kirk McCaskill.
Kirk McCaskill. That seems like some random guy on Little House.
Just making names up. Yeah.
He's a baseball player. Okay.
Who cares, Joey? Come on. Do we look like we're the baseball?
And an ice hockey player. No shit. Wow.
Mind you, between the two of us, Atlas does look like the kind of guy who listens to a baseball game while being at the baseball game. You do give that vibe.
That's fair. Katie and I went to a Dodger game a few weeks ago.
Nice.
And I don't know. It was nice. We had never gone to anything sports before.
Hey, so live sports are an experience.
Awesome. Yeah.
Sports on TV, waste of fucking
not quite
time.
the same. No.
No.
I think with baseball's a little different because there's so many like breaks in the action. Whereas like football's about the same. Sorry, basketball, hockey, soccer, it's constantly moving, so you have to constantly be paying attention.
Yeah,
for the most part. It was Atlas's first time sportsing.
100%. Fantastic. Yeah, no. So baseball's a little more. I don't want to say an old man sport, but it's a lot more leisurely run. Yes. As opposed to the intensity, like football too. Like football doesn't have a lot of time in action, but the action is so obscenely aggressive that you're like, yeah, you're that's one of those video games where you're like, you have a shield for 3 seconds and then you gotta hide. You're like, Katie, what does show hey mean? I don't know what that means. I just enjoy the hype when we are at a game live. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like I was lucky enough. I went to Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, like the last year, and the Yankees won. It was we scalped tickets. It was a whole experience. Nice. It's such a fun thing. Yeah. But
was it like, because with baseball, you don't really have to pay attention until you hear the crack, right? And you're like, oh shit. And then everyone starts looking around for the ball.
We watched, it was King City versus the Yankees at Old Yankee Stadium. We scalped tickets. We ended up getting in after the first inning, and we got tickets, and they were right, like, so halfway up, like the first level, halfway up, right behind the pitcher's mound. Like, there were great seats.
Wow.
And I was like, really cool. And it was, and the guy was like, why are you guys being weird? And I'm like, yeah, bro, we're not from here. We just want to make sure the tickets are legit. He's like, oh shit. Okay. Sorry. Here's the hologram. Here's the coinciding hologram. You're good. There you go. And we were like, oh, okay. Cause we didn't know. Fucking, I was there in 2008 Yankee Stadium too. I might've been 2008, 2009. I don't remember. It was the first time I saw the Thomas building. Freaked me out. Dude, what if we were at the same game? I mean, I'll find pictures. It's fine. Yeah. What anything else? I think we're good.
No, not really. For people listening, what is your favorite thing to do during either vacation or summer? Put it in the comments. Follow us at Generation Dan wherever fine social medias are found. Follow me at Atlas Novack and all those same places like TikTok or Instagram. I have a show on May 30th in Azusa that I am producing and hosting. If you want to come see me or Mary Kennedy or Nina Dicker or Matt Duckett, all of whom who have been guests on this show and are awesome comedians, come check that out. That's at Beyond the Canvas Art Studio in Azusa. How about you, good sir?
I am going to be, what am I doing here? Yesterday, we watched the fight yesterday with Gina Serrano and Ronda Rousey, which was highly disappointing. So you guys can go check that out. Tomorrow, I am back. It was a very weird evening. The fights that you wanted to last were very fast. The fights that you were like, please end this, went on way too long. Go on
forever, always.
Yeah, and you're like, there's blood everywhere. And you're just like, what the bro? Get a towel, do something for this guy. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm back. I'm trying to get back up to speed. We've had some colds and stuff here, so it's kind of been kind of lackadaisical. But we have been doing stuff, so I'm going to get back to it tomorrow. We have Morning Motivation Rant. We have motherfucking Mondays. And then we have Movie Night, which we are trying to figure out what to watch. So if you have any opinions, feel free to share. But follow, like, send me money. Do things. You can send me stuff. I don't care. Just do whatever you want. I'm not your parent. But, hey, enjoy your summer. I think that's the most important thing.
All right. Bye, folks.
Later.